Goku and Broly have been sent to Earth. Raised together by Grandpa Gohan, they are more than friends. They're brothers. After going on a journey to collect the Dragon Balls together and even fighting in multiple tournaments, growing in power alongside one another, their bond was unbreakable. After defeating Vegeta alongside the friends they made in childhood, the future seems bright. But Vegeta is still alive and on the planet, so they need to determine what they'll do with him before anything else. They take Vegeta to a special Capsule Corps facility where he can be nursed back to good health while he's also in isolation. Once Vegeta wakes up again, Goku and Broly enter his room to have a word with him. Before we dive deeper into that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more Dragon Ball content, and follow me on Twitch if you haven't yet. I stream there every Monday through Friday. Vegeta looks annoyed as Goku and Broly enter the room. While he knew who Goku was from Raditz, the larger Saiyan was new to him. Was he some Saiyan elite? Titles like that seem to matter little now, as Goku was deemed a low-class warrior, and his power far exceeds Vegeta's. If Goku had his tail too, Vegeta would have stood no chance whatsoever. Goku interrupts Vegeta's thoughts with a question. He asks the Saiyan Prince what his plans are once he recovers. That'll be the deciding factor as to whether or not he can be left alive. Vegeta smirks and says he'll leave the planet and they'll never see him again. Goku sighs and puts his hand on Vegeta's head, reading Vegeta's mind to see if what he's saying is the truth. In actuality, Vegeta knows that Saiyans gain immense strength when they recover from near-death experiences, and he even knows that his tail should regrow as well, so he planned to end this planet once he can fight again. Goku's face tightens, and it's obvious he's completely aggravated at the idea that Vegeta would take this opportunity for redemption to enact revenge. Goku continues to read Vegeta's mind though, and he learns more and more. The legend of the Super Saiyan, the rule of Freeza, the destruction of planet Vegeta, and how Vegeta doesn't even care. Goku removes his hand from Vegeta's head and asks why he hasn't rebelled against Freeza yet. Vegeta begrudgingly answers that he can't. He's not strong enough yet, and won't be strong enough until he becomes the Super Saiyan that he's destined to be. Goku's not too sure about that happening, since the legend says that the Super Saiyan has a pure heart, but he moves on from that point. Broly chimes in and asks if Goku saw anything about him or his transformation, but Goku said there was nothing. Vegeta tells them that Broly was unexpected. Earth should only have had Kakarot sent to it shortly before planet Vegeta was destroyed. Goku tells Vegeta that Goten, Broly's Earth name, was sent to Earth 5 years before planet Vegeta was destroyed. Instantly, Vegeta put the pieces together. When he was a boy, his father told him of a Saiyan that rebelled against the decision that he made. King Vegeta explained that this Saiyan tried to take advantage of the king's kindness and change the course of a pod being sent away. A true king has no time for mutiny. That lesson was about Paragus, and that meant Goten's Saiyan name is Broly. Vegeta says the name casually, having no impression of the Saiyan or even his social standing outside of his father ranking in the upper middle class of Saiyan forces. Despite knowing Broly's name and having a vague understanding of his story, Vegeta didn't know what Broly's transformation was. Vegeta hazards a guess that this rage form was Broly tapping into the power of the Ozaru without the use of his tail or the moon. That would explain how he managed to defeat Vegeta's Ozaru form at the very least. As a final question, Goku asks Vegeta whether or not they need to be worried about Freeza. Vegeta's eyes are instantly more serious. He tells Goku and Broly that as they are now, they wouldn't stand a chance against Freeza. Rebellion isn't an option yet, and the Dragon Balls are something they cannot let the deranged tyrant get his hands on, because he would wish for immortality. As Vegeta finishes speaking, a beep comes from the table next to him. It was a scouter that Bulma had repaired while looking after Vegeta's recovery. Instantly, Vegeta asks them what that's doing there, but he has no choice but to answer it.
Hello, Vegeta. Lord Freeza will be most happy with the discovery that the Namekian wish orbs aren't a waste of time, as we're already on planet Namek. However, he'll be less pleased to discover your duplicity. Don't worry though, we'll get our wish here on Namek rather than bothering with Earth. After Lord Frieza's immortal, we'll pay you a visit, of course. The scouter clicks off before Vegeta can even respond. Vegeta crushes the device in his hand and tells them that they have a massive issue. With Earth's current technology, it'll be some time before they can travel to Namek, and Bulma accidentally destroyed both Vegeta and Nappa's ships when trying to reverse engineer them. Kami enters Goku and Broly's minds to tell them of his spaceship, and Goku tells Kami to ask King Kai how planet Namek is holding up. King Kai checks in with Elder Guru, who is distraught but is holding his composure. The people he had renewed from the brink of extinction were now on the brink once again. There was no chance for them now, but Frieza would not get his wish since he can't speak Namekian. King Kai tells the Elder Guru that a Namekian had made their way to Earth and was the god of that planet. Guru knows that this must be the child of Katas, the child sent away before the drought overtook Namek centuries ago. Guru asked King Kai to tell the child of Katas that he is the future of their people. He tells King Kai to tell him that he has the choice to rebuild the Namekian people should he wish. The message was so distant from the life Kami has known, but at the same time, it was so personal. Kami tells Goku and Broly not to worry about going to Namek. Frieza will be busy wasting his time on Namek, only to not get his wish. They have time before his forces would arrive on Earth. Goku tells Vegeta it would be smart for them to fight together for this threat. If Vegeta can agree to that, then he'll heal Vegeta instantly. Goku puts his hand on Vegeta's head again as Vegeta answers, and tells him not to bother lying. In Vegeta's mind, Goku can see Vegeta's thought process, and he eventually comes to the realization that they needed each other if they were to be free of Frieza's rule. Goku smiles and pulls out a Senzu for Vegeta. He eats it and is instantly back to full strength. A Zenkai comes with the restoration, and he's now at a power level of 24,000. He was now above Kiwi, Zarbon, and Dodoria, but that still wasn't as strong as Goku or Broly, and it wasn't even 5% of Frieza's power in his first form. They would need to train for some time before Frieza arrives on Earth. Due to the destruction of the Scouters and just the general timing of Frieza collecting the Dragon Balls on Namek, there would be at least 2 months before he collects the Dragon Balls in total, and a little while after that before he gives up on trying to use the Wish Orbs entirely. During this time, Goku, Vegeta, and Broly train in a gravity room created by Dr. Brief. Goku knew that gravity training was the best way to grow at this point in the story, so he would ask for it to be created the same way he asked for it to be added to his spaceship in the original story. Remember, in 6 days, Goku went from a power level of somewhere above 8,000 to a power level over 90,000. In this version, not only do they have months to train, but they also have each other to spar with, which even Whis claims is the best way for Saiyans to grow. With all that considered, the power increase here would be ridiculous. Even lowballing the multiplier for training here to 20 times for every 6 days, which is a massive lowball considering they are training with each other and the gravity room can go up to 500 times, and making the time frame 2 months and 6 days, the last 6 days being there because we know that's how long it takes Frieza Force Tech to travel from Earth to Namek, we get crazy power levels for our Saiyan warriors. The power levels are Goku and Broly at 7.04 million and Vegeta at 5.28 million. This makes them stronger than any of Frieza's forms except his final form, and that's not even taking into account the Kaioken. Finally, the day has arrived. Frieza comes to Earth with the remainder of his army after Nail did what he could to stop the eradication of the Namekian race. Only the Ginyu Force and Frieza himself were on Nail's level, and since the Ginyu Force weren't on Namek at this time, Frieza had no choice but to intervene to not only end Nail, but eventually the non-compliant Grand Elder as well. The Ginyu Force also make their way to Earth with Frieza. They struggled to take over Yardrat, so they left the planet for now to help secure Earth before returning. The Dragon Balls were assembled at Kami's lookout before Frieza and his forces arrived, and everything was ready for the big confrontation.
Frieza immediately orders the Ginyu Force to go and collect the Earth Dragon Balls, hoping they pan out better than the Namekian ones did. They fly from their ships, but within seconds their bodies are piled up in front of Frieza. Goku, Broly, and Vegeta wouldn't let them go anywhere. During their training, it was agreed that Vegeta would go first, so the Saiyan Prince steps forward to enact his revenge on the self-proclaimed Emperor of the Universe. Frieza laughs and asks if Vegeta really thinks he'll be able to win. Without a word, Vegeta powers up, breaking most of the scouters on Frieza's foot soldiers except the one high threshold scouter that they have, a scouter used only to measure Frieza. The reading was well over 5 million, and Frieza realized this wouldn't be a challenge he could take lightly. Frieza powers up and transforms straight into his final form, but is not at full power in order to conserve stamina. This means Frieza's current max power level was 60 million. The ki that the three Saiyans were feeling is completely overwhelming, but Vegeta wasn't afraid as he still has one ace up his sleeve. Frieza laughs and tells Vegeta he should just give up before he begins. A warrior like him would still make a very useful ally. However, Vegeta just laughs at the offer. He lets out a powerful yell and transforms into the Ikari form. That's right, during their training, the three Saiyans learn to access the Ikari form at will. This means Vegeta's power level is now almost 53 million. While this was enough to keep up with Frieza while also putting up a good fight, it wasn't enough to surpass the Tyrant. After the two fight at faster than light speeds over the course of minutes, Vegeta was clearly being worn down. It was obvious that Frieza was about to go for the kill, so Goku looks to Broly and they step in to save Vegeta. They both enter their Ikari forms and knock Frieza away long enough that they could pull Vegeta back, giving him a Senzu to not only recover, but get a Zenkai as well. Vegeta is now equal to Broly and Goku in terms of power level, but even with that power increase, something is growing even more quickly in the distance. It's Frieza, and he's entering his full power form. Frieza's power level has reached 120 million. Even in their Ikari forms, Goku, Broly, and Vegeta just weren't enough to handle him, but that wouldn't stop them from trying. The three Saiyans with power levels over 70 million were doing their best to just land attacks, but even when one fist or blast would land, Frieza would chuckle and counter faster than they could ever hope to react to. Their coordination was decent, but a power gap like this wasn't able to be overcome through good teamwork alone. They are able to pull away from Frieza for just a moment, and Frieza begins to gloat about his power. While he does, Goku tells the other two to stand back. He has one final idea that could win the fight for them. Broly understands, but Vegeta just thinks he's going to get himself killed. Goku tells Broly to start preparing a backup plan just in case he can't win. Broly understands and steps back to think. Vegeta decides he'll watch what Goku has in store. Goku steps up to Frieza and tells Frieza to leave now or he won't get a second chance. Frieza spits at the ground and tells Goku he has no interest in Saiyan jokes. Goku smiles and begins to power up. His aura turns red and his power doubles. With a powerful yell, Goku says the technique's name, Kaioken. For right now, the most he can stack on the Ikari form is a 2 times multiplier, putting him at a power level of 140 million, which would be enough to beat Frieza if he could sustain it. But he can't. To actually fight Frieza, he has to turn it on and off, hoping that his body holds out long enough for him to win the fight. Frieza and Goku go back and forth, Goku taking advantage of the moments the Kaioken is active, while Frieza takes advantage of the moments that it isn't. This was clearly an intense struggle, and as the battle rages on, the sky goes dark, only to turn light again a moment later. Neither notice, as they need to focus on the opportunities to strike the moment that they happen. After a final clashing of fists, Goku and Frieza are both exhausted. Goku loses Kaioken and Ikari, while Frieza still has enough stamina to finish the job. Before he can though, Vegeta grabs Goku and moves him far away from Frieza. The Emperor had forgotten about Vegeta and the other Saiyan. Maybe his stamina wouldn't hold out long enough if he didn't act quickly. But where is the other Saiyan? Above Frieza, an energy ball has been formed. Powered by the Earth, the solar system, and even the now revived Namekians that Broly had Kami bring back to life. A truly powerful Genki Dama that even surpasses the one Goku used in the original version of the Freeza saga. Vegeta had even contributed a bit as well, but only to ensure that he played a part in the death of Freeza. The Genki Dama lands and starts to engulf the evil Emperor, but then it begins to be pushed back. Frieza's full power form was holding its own against the Genki Dama and may even surpass it. He continued to struggle against the attack until finally his stamina gives out and he returns to his 50% form, and in a powerful explosion, Frieza is defeated. The Namekians and the Saiyans had their vengeance, and peace was back again. Goku and Broly went back to Mount Paozu and even continued to train alongside Gohan when Chi-Chi would let them. Vegeta moved into Capsule Corps, and perhaps his relationship with Bulma could begin soon. As we all know, peace never lasts long in Dragon Ball, but that's a story for another part of this series. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more Dragon Ball content, and follow me over on Twitch if you haven't yet. And thank you so very much for watching.